of them seem to sooner or later end up on Gmail. I think they must forward stuff.
7 o'clock. Meeting, please come to order. All rise for the pledge of allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, will you establish report? We'll go first off into a public hearing. Public hearing is just that, open to the public for comment. The two items on the agenda for the public hearing tonight is the mobile food vending service ordinance. You will have that in your packets. It's just what we've talked about, just put in legalese.
May I ask something, Lynn?
Can we get a motion first and do it right, huh?
Oh, I thought you said it was going to be the
No,
hearing
we don't
thing.
have a motion.
We have
Oh,
a hearing.
we have a motion to set the first reading.
Well, we're not there yet.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
I got an email late this afternoon and asked me about restrooms / porta potties. And I went to the ordinances and I couldn't answer the question. What is the status of, they call them something, well, the only thing I could find was this. Is this all that we've got on the porta potty stuff? It's not clear. And I couldn't answer the question.
That's basically it. It has to be 100 feet from any residential property. And this is designed for festivals and so forth.
But basically, anybody can have one then? But this is so unclear, it looks like anybody could have one.
Most people gonna be within 100 feet of a residence
But other than that, you could.
upon approval.
Okay. I just couldn't answer the question, and
Did they have a specific location that they were talking about?
no, just asked me, but pretty much what I said to you.
Mhm.
And I thought I could get it from the ordinances, and I went and looked, and then I said I can't answer it still. I'll ask somebody else.
That's about it right there, what you see. Going to have a motion to set the first reading.
We're not down to that yet. We're just on the public hearing.
Oh, yeah, okay, sorry about that. Any other questions reference to the zoning amendment, reference to the mobile food vending? Any other questions from the public? Hearing none, go to the second item on your list, and all it is we have had to up the zoning map, copy of which you'll find on the last page. All it did, nothing changed other than we added all the annexed property and changed the colors a little bit so that they would blend a little bit better.
Yeah, that was a lot easier to read than that other one was.
Yeah. Some of those other colors seem too close together. Any questions or comments from council or public? Hearing none, motion to adjourn the public hearing will be in order. Motion on, is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by raised hand. Unanimous. In your package, you'll find the minutes of the meeting of May the 2nd.
I'll make a motion to accept them as written.
Motion to accept
Second.
and a second. Any other additions or corrections to those minutes? see it, Mayor did a good job. All in favor of accepting motion of the minutes as written, signify by raised hand. Unanimous. Sorry about that. In your package, you'll find the bottom line of the bids that we received from
Mm-hmm.
You're scared some.
What did I
First
skip?
reading.
First reading of comprehensive zoning.
Mold.
Oh, we gotta go back up there. Sorry about that. Gosh,
In a
mine's
hurry.
something else right now. In the public hearing, we had the amendment of mobile food vending service ordinance. After the public hearing, what is your pleasure as to accepting the first reading?
Make a motion, we accept the first reading.
Motion to accept, is there a second?
Second.
Second. Now is any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the first reading of acceptance, please signify by raised hand. Unanimous. Same with the comprehensive zoning map ordinance change. Is there a motion to accept that as written?
I make a motion to accept.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any additions, corrections, or questions reference to that map? Hearing none, all in favor signify by raised hand, please. Unanimous. Now, Main Street Park landscape bids. The bid that you have in your packet is the bottom line of the bids, have the full bids here. The first bid at the top was the next to the highest bid. The second one looks like it's the lesser of all those bids until you know that the irrigation system was not put in there. The people that produced the first part of the bid came back within a week, and he was going to have to get a separate bid from an irrigation company, which never happened. So the deadline passed, and he finally called and said he would, in essence, withdrawing his bid because he didn't have that. So we go into the third, which was the lower, and the fourth. What is your pleasure as to acceptance of the lower of these bids? Harper Valley.
What do we know about these people?
They're right now, door.
Yeah.
Right down there?
They,
What I have seen them doing around town, I think they've been doing an excellent job.
I do too.
Having them right there where they will be right on top of responsible for how this turns out. The location would just be great, I think.
right, like today, they came over, all they had to do was walk around the building and gave some really good tips. I had them meet with the county officials, and we came to some conclusions. It's going to speed up the parts that we're in right now. So is there a motion that we accept Arbor Valley?
Yeah, I make the motion we do.
Motion
Second.
and a second. Any discussion?
Are we, I don't know anything about landscaping, that just seems like a lot of money. Are we okay with what Dennis drew up? I mean, are we overcrowding the park to get it to look good early, and is it gonna be too much when everything gets filled in, or?
In fact, it'll appear right the opposite. When you look down at the plan now, and you see a big tree drawn, the big circle, when that tree gets up a little height, you're gonna be as if you're seeing it from underneath, so all you're gonna see is trunk tree. So when you look at it on there, it looks busy, but it's not gonna be that busy once still.
I had similar concerns and then have to relook at it from a different perspective. Pretty much okay.
I'm about $30,000 behind in my yard.
Some grass I'll loan you.
Okay.
Got some weeds I'll give you.
I did talk to somebody, and I gave them the dimensions and asked them, they said, that's not out of line, but it just seems like a lot of stuff to me. But
Yeah,
Did they give a percentage of how much is gonna be bushes and how much is gonna be usable like grass and all?
Well, they gave us, Dennis actually drew it out, and I went over every single bush and identified it where it's going in the park. So you're gonna have a lot of grass out there. But it's gonna look like a park in that it's gonna have the greenery around the edges and open space in the middle.
And you have to take into account that it includes all the parking lots, so that sucks up some of the stuff too.
What do you mean it includes?
Trees will be around the park.
Oh, okay.
Now, that's why they're separated out on here. If we decided for the time being that we might want to go ahead and do the park and hold off on the parking lot, at some point I'll bring that before you. And if that is your wishes at that time, but if you say, okay, no, let's go ahead and do the parking lot, then we'll do it all.
So you're talking about a border of trees around the back lot? Is that what you?
You haven't seen the plan?
No, I hadn't been here.
I'm
you know.
sorry.
That's okay.
I
I looked at some of it, but
I can get it for you if
I
you like.
no, I wouldn't look at it while you're
It's-
out. I trust Dennis.
If you'll note the difference, you're looking at 7,000 here and 29 here. So it's just around the edges, and then in the middle where the traffic will go around, there'll be some islands on either end.
Okay.
No, it's not that hurried. There's a motion and a second. Is there further discussion or question, please? Hearing none, all in favor of accepting Arbor Valley's bid, please signify by raised hand. Unanimous. And under old business, we have the update on the restroom and construction of the park progress. If you've had a chance to come up and look around, you'll see that we've got most of the sidewalks poured within the park. Still got one more piece of sidewalk to come up parallel to Main Street. And then we have concrete to be poured out here in the back, straight out that back door there, that goes all the way down to the corner of the restroom, which will encumber the wheelchair accessible ramp going into the bathroom facility. So those, we went out today and marked off where all that's going, so that'll start taking place within the next couple of days.
Seems like they're not working much, Wendell.
Yeah, we had some holdups, which we could have done faster, but we had some holdups. But it'll move now. The metal for the roof will be delivered tomorrow. The siding will be delivered within the next 3 or 4 days. They had to order the siding, so they'll make some progress where you can see. We spent a lot of time today doing the nitpicky little things of picking out bathroom fixtures, towel holders, all the little nitpicky things that you don't think of. It takes time and has to be done. And there again, if we had all the money in the world, it wouldn't be a problem at all. You just pick up the catalog, order it, and everything be fine. But when you're trying to get every penny spent where it needs to go, it takes a little bit longer. At this time, we'll go to public comments, and as usual, we'll start on the left side.
Don't have a thing.
Don't have a thing.
No, sir. No.
Can you believe it?
All right, do a poll of council. Don't y'all do it that way, say something.
I hadn't thought anybody just.
This has been about a month ago, but the lady that's bought the Gwen Lyons house mentioned the fact, you've heard this song before, traffic speeding 90 miles an hour, that's exaggerated.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
And I know, one time we had the policeman put one of those blinker things that tells you how fast you're going, and at least that way you look like you're trying. I know we don't have a whole lot of control over it, but is there anything at all that we can do except say we're sorry we can't help it?
Well, if council would like to put out the money, which is not that bad, we can get one of those radar indicators of our own. And what you can do, they make them so that they are on a separate bracket, and within 15 minutes, you can take it from one location and take it to another.
Oh,
So you can use it on this street today, another street tomorrow.
does it do any good though? Does anybody know if it works?
Well, you got two things happening. You got one that says, oh my goodness, I didn't know I was going that fast. But then you got the guy that said, man, I didn't get up to but 50 yesterday, I'm gonna make 60 today. Yeah. Now, does it do any good? It does for me when I see them.
Yeah.
I just automatically look, see how fast I'm going.
I think if you can move them around, it will help, because people get used to something complacent that's always there, and they just end up ignoring it. But when you move it around and you see a new location, it might make it.
How expensive are they?
The cost of that system runs around $2,000.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
You lease them?
Sorry, that's what it is.
We could probably get the county to.
How about a used one somewhere?
How hard is it to get the county to loan or to put one to?
Sheriff's
place?
Department does where it comes from, and they'll put it out, leave it a day or two. But I just think that we have one of our own eventually, whenever y'all want to pay for it, then we can move it around. Because I'll go up in front of my house and I can show you where they start up at the corner, and there'll be skid marks where they scratched off for at least 100 yards. In time to get to my house, they're doing about 75, 80 miles an hour.
And you know, it's not all on these little side roads. Up on 54s, they can get pretty fast up there gunning it down after they pass that traffic light.
We did have a policeman really actually watching traffic out one day last week, I noticed, and he had somebody pulled over, state patrol. But what I'll do, if it's all right with y'all, I'll go ahead and get some new prices on those things, and we'll at least discuss it and see if it's something you want to do.
I would like that.
Okay?
Would
Yeah.
y'all like that?
Hey, I'd like for them to put some spikes across the road.
Yeah.
You know, I remember, back, there used to have the cups that stood there like this. That
Oh,
said,
yeah.
You know, and one of those things might even
They
be.
thought it was cheap,
Because it
those
always was with me, you know.
Just wonder if we can contact the sheriff's office and see if they couldn't increase patrol running there for a little while.
We-
'Cause they, all of them are probably running radar anyway.
Yeah.
Well, they
We'll
fly
try to
up
get
and
them out
down
a little more.
Territory.
State boys, the one that catches them before they get them.
Do you suppose the GMA site might, do they have a place where you can buy and sell stuff on the GMA site for St. Towns? Would that not be a good place to look?
Yeah, most of the time, people that's got those keep
Keep
them and
them.
buy more of them.
Yeah.
But I'll look.
Wendell, can I put in an old comment?
Sure.
Because I brought it up and I know it's been addressed, it just hadn't, anything happened. But that curve on 16 coming around is, nothing's been done, and it's just scary.
Tell you what, why don't we take it on our own to do something about it rather than waiting for DOT?
Well,
Like what?
it's DOT and Georgia Power, you got kind of both of them. If we went in there and paid to move it, they'd probably come and get us for messing with their property.
Well,
Move, what is it you're talking about moving?
Yes, you swing around that curve coming into Sharpsburg on 16 right there.
Yeah.
If people stop there waiting to turn left onto Main Street to go up over the railroad
Oh,
tracks,
I know exactly what you're talking, yeah.
if 2 or 3 cars end up backing up, waiting for a clear to turn, and an 18-wheeler comes swapping around that curve, they have run off the road trying to avoid hitting people in the rear. It's just scary.
But what can you do about it?
well,
Well,
if
they
they,
could clear that out, and you would have a longer
Oh, the
field of
vision, you
vision,
mean? Oh, I
and
got you.
people could see what's in front of them.
Yeah.
there's some trees that have fallen over, and
It's
we
just overgrown. It's just-
I'll call again, but we might want to, and I'll say this in an open meeting, they might just disappear. Sorry.
no.
Well, they say it's easy to get forgiveness and permission sometimes.
You need me to go or something to ask somebody?
Yeah, we'll try again. I talked to the guy in Thomaston twice, called Thomaston, they referred me to, you have to call there. Talked to the guy in LaGrange, but anyway, it hadn't happened. Any more comments starting here? You through, Paul?
Yeah, by the way, we lost a stop sign down that corner, you remember?
Lost
Down
two.
on Main, did we lose 2?
lost one there, and then somebody decided to take our Cole Street sign and the stop sign out again. Yeah, they, how many times did we
Was
replace
it
that?
deliberate? I thought it was an accident.
It was.
Yeah. Truck flipped
Oh,
and
okay.
took the stop sign out, and I don't know where the street's.
Got my mailbox flattened.
They-
Yeah, I'm through,
They
I'm
say
sorry.
it might have got picked up with all the trash at the wreck site. Okay, yes, sir, now.
Just had a compliment on our waste management folks. We called them Tuesday after the 4th. Guy next to me had cut down a tree and ditch was just full of limbs. And they came out Wednesday morning and ground it all up, hauled it off. I mean, 1 day response is pretty
Round it
good.
up.
Yeah, they actually had
I didn't know they.
a chipper out there.
Really?
Yeah, they got it all.
They never told us that was.
I didn't know that had it either. I mean, I heard about there.
Well, that's a good thing.
I hope it was them. Somebody got it real good.
All right. Any comment? Clerk's comments? No? Mayor pretty well all said that he's gonna say that, Mayor does have, and I have to say this in public, Mayor does have another ethics violation filed against him, but, that's okay, we'll have to handle it. But, I don't have anything else. Went to the state meeting, state GMA. Fortunately, I was able to pick up about another 14 hours of sitting in class, and some of that I want to share with council. Will be printed up and given out to council so that we can distribute this information amongst all of us. But it's quite a meeting, good meeting. Hearing nothing else that needs to come before council, a meeting, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
Motion.
Second.
Don't need a second.
Amen.
Yeah, didn't have that much.
It's not good.
We had about 12
What bird was
minutes.
that?
Be boring.
I was timing it.
I'm sorry, you're a whole table full of people from different towns. And I said, guys, tell me this, and we talked about $10,000 and $10,000. I said, y'all have a bunch of people come to your
Yes,
meetings?
we do.
They said, I thought we was the only one. They said, no. They said, sometimes they have 3 or 4 people. in town. I said,
5,000?
That's right.
Wow.
I was talking to one that has a population that I'm familiar with, around 3,500, and they might have 8 to 10.
Wow.
And now, if there's an issue, obviously, everybody comes out and calls, but there's just nothing they want to do, unfortunately.
Bye, guys.
My wife is at home stumbling
I
around.
think he does that on purpose.
I might go with
He
you.
does.
How's business? Have to ask.
He didn't work tonight.
Oh, my.
Have you seen the track? Not speeding.
No. We are gonna have to call you on one item, though, unfortunately. I'll say this after the formal meeting is over.
Okay.
But usually when the new business comes in, we'll allow them to put up the signs in the right of ways until everybody knows they're there.
Okay.
But then, if you would, pick them up and put them back out on the weekend, just like real estate signs. They're not allowed to put those out until, but you will find, and this is proven in real estate for 35 years, I know, if the sign stays out there all the time, they won't pay as much attention to it if it's taken down and put back up. So if you do that for us, I appreciate it.
Not a problem.
Yep.
Not a problem.
I didn't know how to turn it off.
I came in the other day, I started turning. the
Might get a
driveway, and I
secret on here, who knows?
And not here. Wasn't nobody down there.
I had Clay.
Oh, is it?
In our
It's not turning?